crazy. Oh my God, well, I'm Joseph Harwood and I'm from Brighton. And let's give it up because I'm on the panel with these makeup queens right now, girl. Let's talk about makeup. When did you guys start drag?
6 years ago.
Okay. Kimchi, when did you start drag?
So it was Halloween 2012. Oh
and
my God.
were you Minnie Mouse? Miss Kimchi, were you doing Minnie Mouse with Pearl?
Yeah.
What inspired your Minnie Mouse? What inspired your
Her
Minnie Mouse?
name should not be mentioned in this room, honey. I thought we talked about this.
I'm sorry.
You watched Drag Race, now didn't you? I'm just kidding, girl. I love her. We're on tour together right now. Everything's cool.
Miss
Nice
Trinity,
PR move.
when did you start drag?
They're friends until the
I
bus tour was
started
over.
doing drag when I was 13. What the hell y'all oohing for?
What the?
They tell you to strive to be the best at young ages, correct? Look at me, I'm sitting. Yeah, I was 13, actually, because my mom, she was a lesbiana and stuff, and I grew up in the lifestyle, so, I was just really intrigued by makeup, and I asked her to buy me some, and she did. And I was playing in it, and I'm 14 now. I am. Thank you.
You pulled it together this last
I
year,
did
girl.
pull it together, bitch.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long. Have you been watching the YouTube tutorials? There's kids like 12 painting
I
out
hope
their
you're watching my
minds.
tutorials.
Like, your transformation's quite sickening. You're one of the most extraordinary artists that I've ever seen because of what you do. Truly.
Mainly, I just like to paint on really large features because I have like a large Lego head. So to cover all the surface, I just have to draw the features big in to try to feminize my face a little.
It's beautiful.
Thanks, bro.
It's extraordinary.
So, what I wanted to know with you guys, like the first time you saw yourself in drag, what the hell was the reaction? When you clocked yourself looking like the supermodels we see on the panel today, what was your reaction?
Oh, I loved it. It was so fun. Well, actually, the first time I put makeup on was with my grandma's from Mexico, and she had eyeliner and things, and all my aunts, I'd watch them get ready, and I loved it. So when they weren't home, and I lived on the chicken farm, okay, you could hear a car driving from like a mile away because the road was so bumpy. So when I'd start doing like eyeliner or lipstick, I'd be like, oh shit, somebody's coming. Waterproof makeup or eyeliner, like even the old school shit does not come off with like a rag and soap. You need like straight up Vaseline to get that shit off. I didn't know that. So I'm like, oh my God, smoky eye, I'm gonna get beat. But not the good kind of beat, like sheer terror beat. Like, oh my God, sorry, the T. So that was the excitement of makeup from the gate, and then it got real when I moved to New York and I started working in cosmetics. Got fired from my first job in makeup for MAC because I was late every day. I was pursuing the modeling dream. Still trying so hard, but it's finally breaking through. And then makeup and Miss Fame were born the same time because I started getting bookings because of being in New York, and with my 3 products that I had, I turned my little face out, and people were like, oh, you look good, you should do this show, or you should come to this charity event, and then drag happened.
And now I hope all of you are booking the Miss Fame tour. Are you still doing your tour?
That was the last city, but I'm going to launch
do
a
it again?
second leg of the tour right after the Bots tour is done.
Get that coins. Kimchi, what did you think when you first saw yourself in full-on guiche?
At the time when Pearl did my makeup for the first time, she cut my cheeks this high, like right here, and it was completely black. And it looked like my ear was floating because the contour went up to here. And the eyeliner was really tiny, and we found the tiniest little lashes because I said I was so fucking fishy. And looking back at those pictures now, I look like a foot, but at the time I was like, oh my God, I could be a woman. I'm so gorgeous. And then I got like the tiniest wig I could find because, natural woman, realness.
Oh, but why are you looking at me, girl?
I was looking at Joseph.
Mascara.
Oh, I'm doing my boiler tonight. I didn't want to do
you?
makeup.
Question mark.
Well, I'm actually a lady.
You look good. You look good.
Thank you. I want my mask.
Your eyes are stunning.
Thank you. Trinity, what did you think about the first time you did
Oh my
your
God,
makeup?
okay, so it's a really good story.
Okay.
So before I asked for that makeup from Mother, she had her own. And I decided to play in it. And I put on her dress and some shoes and things, and I had an aunt who used to babysit me all the time, and she was like, go dress up, because I know you want to. So I fell into the shit. So one night, I'm playing and stuff, and she was downstairs talking to her girlfriend, because she was a lesbian too. Everybody's lesbians. And I go down the stairs, and I'm like, look, I got my eyeliner on and shit, lemon cooler and things of that nature. And I promise to God, as soon as I walk down the stairs, my mom came around the corner. She didn't know about Trinity then. So mentally, I'm thinking, oh shit. I have on all of her stuff, just underwear up under it. So I decide to run from my apartment all the way down to the other apartment and de-drag behind the building. So I walk back in the house in my underwear. Eyeliner smeared, lipstick still on my lips. I can't see anything, it's nighttime. So she walks past me and says, "You look nice." And I knew that was my best friend after that. So, in conclusion, I still couldn't tell you how I looked because I didn't get to see myself.
Well, your mom's reaction was good enough.
It was so cool, I swear to God. She would get mad over the stupidest things, but gay stuff she loved.
So wait, did she teach you how to do makeup or did you just learn to do it yourself?
No, she did not teach me how to do makeup. What she did do is she styled me a lot. She would buy, like my clothes and things of that nature. And I promise you, I couldn't do drag anymore. I was a kid, but it was at home. And she would hold events and, little house pageants and stuff for me. And I was fierce at the house.
How did you guys how did you get into makeup? Well, you were a painter, right? So you are an artist first and foremost. Did you think that bleeds into your makeup?
Yeah, I was a terrible student in high school. I literally failed every single class. I had no attention span. I was dealing with real shit, life on life's terms, as we do. Like, I get too real. I'll be the one that everyone's like, "Get a tissue, this bitch is taking me to church." No, it was my outlet, and I would draw on any little surface I could. It was always faces and chickens and things like that, like forever. And my teachers loved my art and supported it, but I was different. I was like a circle in a square family. So, not to shade anybody, sometimes you just grow up on a chicken farm, and you really are different. And then what ended up happening was I got through high school, got into the beauty industry, working in hair. I moved to New York because somebody told me, a photographer said, "I think you could do it, you just have to be there." And I believed somebody else's grandiose ideas on my behalf. Because sometimes you need somebody that sees you for yourself when you can't see yourself clearly. And post that, when I got to New York, I had a lot of rejections. I was told I was too gay, I was too this or that at agencies. But they kept shooting me, and eventually it morphed into putting on a wig. And when that happened, because the makeup and the artistry were hand in hand. When you draw and when you have that side, you can merge into makeup. But drag really was an outlet where everything I'd ever wanted to achieve, every photographer, everything I'm still getting because of Drag Race exposure, YouTube, your guys' support, honestly, has allowed me to be able to live a dream. Like, if I come from where I'm from, I highly believe that anybody in this room who has that want to achieve a dream can make it possible. You just have to keep fighting for it. Every time you get told no, just keep fighting for it and it will manifest. I honestly believe that.
Do you think your skill set, I'm sorry.
For president! Miss Fame!
Do you think your skill as a painter bled into your meticulousy when you do your makeup?
100%.
So, Kimchi, are you similar with that? Like, your makeup's very, very, almost graphical. Does your love of that graphic cuts?
And I was actually working as a graphic designer, and I went to college for graphic design before I started all of this. And working into it, I realized graphic design is just like a lot of corporate work, and you just make a flyer and you go through a million revisions, and I don't get to do anything creative. And then I kind of came across, sorry for any graphic designers in the audience. It just wasn't right for me. But and then I kind of came across this, and also I've been drawing, sculpting, drawing cartoons my entire life, so this is just another medium. Yeah. And I get to buy nice products, and I get to put it on my face, and it's gone at the end of the night. And I feel like drag makeup is something that you get an immediate reaction from, as opposed to a painting. You paint something and you have to show it to people, that comes over to your house, or you can put it online, look like a jackass. But drag makeup, you paint it on, you go to the club, and everybody at the club gives you an immediate reaction, which I thought was really cool. And that's how I got started. And actually I watched a lot of Miss Fame's YouTube tutorials. The only difference is I didn't know what half the products were. And then when I tried Googling them, I'm like, these are expensive. So I stuck with Ben Nye for a while.
Everything is custom couture. I can barely afford to pay my rent, girl. New York is expensive.
Move to Chicago, I pay $600.
Can I move in with you, girl?
Okay. Well, as far as myself is concerned, I think that, what a lot of people don't know is growing up, I personally battle with my own image, and drag is a mask, and it allows you to become anything that you want to be, and that's why like you're so fucking amazing, because it's just art. It's just really, really art. And when I first started doing drag, I was extremely creative with makeup and things, trying different things and wanting to paint myself all type of crazy ways. And then I kind of got lazy and comfortable, and now it's just about being beautiful. But yeah, you know. But like I said, the first thing that people look at is your face. You know, when they look at you, you're talking to somebody, you're talking to their face, and you just want to make sure that you are blended correctly and your application is there, and just fucking fierce. It's just really just a simple concept of just being fierce, but I'm going to start painting like this.
I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit, because do you guys remember the makeup Trinity did, the first episode? The Galactic Princess? That was one of the most like craziest,
that
like,
white
best
look,
makeup that I've seen.
Well, yeah, so that just goes to
white
show you,
paint.
I have it in me. It's there. And even when they
Trust and
sucked my ass
believe, girl.
home, and I was a bird or a chicken or a lizard or whatever we came up with at the time. I don't know what animal that was, but it worked. Yeah, so I have it in me. I definitely do. But I just kind of keep it neutral.
So like our like traditional role in culture has always been like the shaman, the channeler, the healer. There's always someone with gender non-conformity that uses paint or makeup in a way that channels something else.
Gender what, baby? Stop using all these dictionary
Girl,
words.
I love this question.
No,
all
it's
these
like,
dictionary words.
girl, well, we can talk about Navajo culture in Indigenous America.
Okay.
We can talk about the eunuchs of Zimbabwe. Everyone uses makeup and paint as a way of channeling different energies. Do you guys think there's a spiritual transformation as well as a physical when you get into guiche? Because I certainly like connect with that side of the coin.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
I love this question. Okay, so everybody's here for a reason. You guys are attracted to drag queens, whether you are a drag queen or you just love watching it on TV, but there's a reason why you came to DragCon. There's a reason why you came to this specific seminar to hear us talk, and sometimes we like to hear ourselves talk, as we've seen on Drag Race. But what I'm gonna say about that, this is one of, the reason I came in that alien costume when I first walked in the room was, I have met some of the coolest people in my life because I've just been in the right time, the right alignment. And some of my friends are, you know, whether you believe it or not, they're psychics, open, they can read, they can read in a different way. But people that are open to the conversation that you don't see before your very eyes. There's that energy field around us. We'll go into that. No, Rupaul talks about it on his podcast. So if Rupaul does it, you better listen. Now, the thing is, when I got the message from him, he had said, you know, the energy of Miss Fame is not you. There's something that happens when you are her, that you're channeling something beyond your body from, in a sense, the stars, let's say. Why couldn't it be so grandiose? Why do we live on a planet among so many stars and there not be energy that's bigger than us? Let's take that into consideration. And when I allowed myself to take that note, I saw that my purpose with Miss Fame was not just about hiding behind a mask because somebody was mean to me as a kid or I was broken down because of fucked up shit. There was the reality that I was able to transmute something powerful and full of love and optimism and hope. And that gave me hope when I was struggling with it, because this is not an easy job. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I believe it, because when I get ready, and when you watch anything on National Geographic and there's a tribe dancing around the fire and they've got headdresses on, they do a ceremony to get to a place to tap into energy. I believe drag is the same force. There is something that you do when you methodically put on your makeup. You're putting on your war paint, your tribal paint, and then something comes through you. And that's why we kill it on stage, we kill it before you with our words, on imagery, and we're registering every single platform that's on the planet, from pop culture to fashion to history. We're making history. We're men dressed as women, but why is it so profound? I truly believe that we're doing something. We're allowing our bodies to be vessels for a message that everybody needs to hear, and truly it should be about love. That message should always reside within our hearts. So I'm gonna stay true to being Miss Fame and having that message, even when it's fucking hard. And this job will drive you nuts. So, human and alien all rolled into one.
Yes. What about you guys? Do you guys have like a spiritual connection with your character you create with paint, with costume?
What she said.
Yeah.
No, but for me as a guy, I'm pretty quiet and mellow and kind of shy, but being able to get into a character and paint myself a different face gives me the ability to be as stupid as I want, be as shady as I want, be as dumb as I want. I can do anything. I feel invincible when I'm in drag. And
Well, for myself, two things. One, I believe that, well, of course, if you didn't know, I'm a homosexual.
Get out of here!
It's true. It's true. So true. And for me, Trinity, because if you watched My Hey Queen, you'll know that there's Trinity and there's Josh. Josh is a boy. Josh smokes pot and plays his PS3, and he's very that way, but Trinity is my ideal woman. This is what I'm attracted to. And because I will never be with a woman, I live vicariously through her. So she's I'll wait.
We had
Yeah.
our photo up.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the DMC story.
No, but yeah, so she's just spiritually there for me, and I just like being able to perform, like Miss Fame said, when you get on stage and you're able to do drag, you're able to project and perform, and you become that character. And the things that Trinity does, Josh would never be able to do. He does not have that confidence. He does not have that, that poise, to be on stage and do those things. But something clicks, and if there's any female impersonators in this room, you know that click. It cuts on, and you almost can't control it. The minute that hair touches your head, she's there, and it's almost like you have to pull yourself out of drag because the illusion will mentally take over you so fast. And I think that's why a lot of female impersonators, some way in life, become transgendered, because the illusion is strong. It will really suck you in, and it'll pull you in. And there was a lot of times where I felt like, well, if I got breasts, it would push the illusion a lot further. And it was a thought in my mind. But then I realized I can't wear boxers anymore. So then I changed my mind.
That was quite an interesting point you made, Trinity, about how, and I think you mentioned this in your Hey Queen thing, like the embodiment of Trinity almost took over your life because you didn't have a moment to be Josh. Now, I relate to that so much because last year I won Britain's Got Talent on YouTube. I won Simon Cowell's The U Generation competition with a prize similar to Drag Race, and they wouldn't publicize me winning because they wanted someone conventional to sell their products. So it was the first time in my life, like I've been working for 10 years now and I'm 25, it was the first time in my life that I've had someone say, what you're doing doesn't make sense. So that's why I decided to come here as a boy today, because I'm gonna be myself regardless of whatever, and I'm still gonna win, and I'm on the panel with these incredible people, and thank you.
Yay, you.
Thank you. And I just wanted to I wanted to ask you guys, do you think sometimes you can get lost in the character that you create?
You are asking the best questions. I'm so glad you're doing this today.
Thank you.
Did you write
He
these
was so
questions?
nervous earlier.
You did? This is fantastic. This last year, because this is my year off of Drag Race, and it was the most work I'd ever done. People ask, would you still do it if you knew what you knew? And I thought, yeah, I would actually. I probably would have approached it differently. But you know what? I'm glad that I have the experience. The issue is that when you work in a persona all the time, and you're in the essence of her, whatever she is to you, or your alter ego, you can get so disintegrated, disoriented. But the thing is, I started to notice that it gets so in your mind. You're literally in her essence all the time that when you take it away, you sometimes just want to grow a beard. Like, I just want to have a beard, and I'm not a bearded queen, and I might have to be because I miss it. Like, I miss the elements of just being me. When I walk onto a plane and people want to take a picture, and I want to be polite because I've always been kind, but then you see a post go up and people act like they know you so well. You're like, bitch, you didn't even bring me a water. I was parched. Can you... She was like the stewardess, and my girl, you said we BFF, but I was thirsty, and you kept walking by. Now you know me. So the thing is, when you meet us, introduce yourself with your name first. I prefer that. I want to know who you are. I might not remember everybody, but if you say, hi, I'm so-and-so, you'll be surprised. I remember my faces, and I know you from Instagram, and you know it when I remember you, because I will know your pictures, I'll talk about them. But yes, it is tough to be in this all the time. And on your day off, it's tough because you just want to feel like yourself, and it's never going to be the same. And it may fade away and time will go on, but in the midst of this, it's one of the most intense things to be in that resonance all the time. Because even on your days off, you can feel like you disappear at a club, you look completely different. And then the queens, we end up going like, when I'm in drag, everybody wants a piece of the pie, and then when you're out of it, you're kind of like, I'm here, hello, flirt with me. I'm thirsty. Where's that water at? Shit. So yes, it's hard. It's really hard.
The water.
Yay! Thank you, Rupaul's Drag Con.
Did you bring
God
straws?
bless you.
I don't
Straw?
see any liquor though, but thank you. Thank you. Let's have a sip. Let's have a toast. Let's pour some.
When you do
salvation.
drag, a straw is necessary. We all know this, right? Lipstick. It's not your fault. I should have said something.
Unless you wear liquid lipsticks,
Well, I got
those
big
stay,
lips, so I just
especially the
wrap 'em
Jeffree
around
Star
the
ones,
rim.
those stay on like a motherfucker.
Yeah, see, Kimchi, you know what to do. You wrap it around the rim.
Just to make sure, those aren't your Coke straws, right?
Let me tell you a quick trick. When you have a straw in a drink and it keeps falling to the bottom, if you know what I'm talking about. You can take an olive and you can push it through the olive, and the olive will hold it, or a cherry at the top of your drinking cup, so it doesn't fall through.
Yeah, because people walk around with olives and shit in their purse.
Girl, I need an olive. I need a cherry.
Yeah, because I got olives in my purse, girl. Hot sauce in my bag,
Girl, for the bar.
So when you get into your geesh, do you feel like you're having this moment of spirituality? You're changing your energy? Do you think does that happen?
That wasn't the question.
I thought it was about is it hard because of the gender thing? Because
Yes. Yeah. What it was kind of both. Kind of both.
I feel like that's kind of like a hard question for me to ask at this point in my life because I've only been doing drag for 3 years, and with the whole drag race journey, I feel like everything is just beginning. So ask me again in a year from now on. But right now, I just don't feel that much different when I'm in Gish and out of Gish. The only difference is I feel so much more confident in one.
Well, for myself, I've been doing drag longer than both of them. I've been doing it for 12 years. And for me, right. But for me, this is my craft. This is my job, and I love this. And I will do it as long as my legs will hold me up. I don't ever feel like it's taking over my life. What I did have an issue was, and as I always say this, drag is extremely time consuming, and it does a lot of wear and tear on your body, in your mind, in your money. And you find yourself always trying to evolve. Like this weekend, I've spent, to look, hair, you really invest a lot, and you find there's you, and then there's him. And somebody is going to get neglected. And that's where the issue comes in at. And it's a hard balance trying to make sure that I can buy a new wig and get a pair of Jordans. It's really, really, it really is. And but for me, I think image is key. And I'm still looking for a husband, so I have to make sure that Josh is the part. I want to look really, really nice. And I found myself losing myself in my drag because she was so much more important than him, but I'm only her for 4 or 5 hours in a day when I have to go out in society as Josh every day. And I look bummy. I have on old sneakers and a do-rag and, still eyeliner under my eyes. So I was losing who I really was for this character that I was building. Now, true enough, she's, financially supporting me and, taking me through life, but it didn't mean that I couldn't support who I really was as well. And that's important too. If there's any girls out here, try to balance yourselves out. Don't neglect him for her. It's not fair because it would be no her without him.
Okay, I think it's time for some audience questions. Oh my God, please raise your hand if you, Miss Lady, come to the microphone, please. Girl, I feel like Jimmy Kimmel right now. Hey.
Hey, girl.
Ask your questions to the lovely
Everybody
lady.
wants to know what your guys' favorite products are because everyone's here for your makeup.
Oh, can I go first? Okay, I've sold
Hold
out
on,
products. I've sold out products in Waitrose in the UK with the brand BeeGood. Buy them under Joseph Harwood. She wins again. Tee! Yes. She rich.
Okay, you do drag makeup, and that's not a read, that's fucking phenomenal. So because you do drag makeup, I would say some of my favorite products, I love the Beauty Blender. Amazing to blend. Jeffree Star and Stilla make amazing liquid matte lipsticks. Okay. Go to that line, wait, it's worth it, he's amazing.
Okay, send him a text.
Yeah, send him a text, I'll send him a text, girl. Kevin Aquan Sensual Skin Enhancers for concealing under the eyes. TV Paint Sticks by Krylon are my favorite foundations. And if you're gonna do it for a real girl with no facial hair, I would say that the paint sticks by Makeup Forever are equivalent without being that level of coverage. They're like full coverage, but just a a notch down. And powders to set, the NARS loose powders are beautiful. They've got coverage, and they look really velvety. They make you look like a doll.
For me, anything Ben Eye, all the colors are really, really potent. As far as base and foundations and powders, because I am African American, if you haven't noticed, I like to use Black Opal. It's a really, really fun coverage. Or MAC foundation as well. And I really have fell in love with Anastasia products. Their liners, that damn glow palette. Do you see it? And I just kept it soft. I just, it's so, yeah. So for me, as of right now, like Anastasia is like the biggest thing for me right now.
Awesome.
So I'll just go from like head to toe and tell you my favorite products. For a contour palette, I love Anastasia's. I use Tan to Deep. For eyeliner, I use Ben Nye, the water one. And glitter is Lit Cosmetics, best glitter glue ever. It goes on so thin, but it stays on all night. For eyeshadows, if you follow me on social media, you know I love Sugar Pill.
Yes.
Like, if you want like a colorful eye, like Sugar Pill is the only way to go, yo. And liquid lipstick, Jeffree Star, because it just stays on all night. You can eat in it. It doesn't come off. I've eaten nachos with Jeffree Star, and it hasn't come off.
One other thing, have you ever used the Viseart palettes? Is it Viseart or Viseart? Those are amazing. Great for travel for any makeup artist here because they come about this big. I believe they have 24 shadows per palette or 12. They have a decent amount of color, cools, warms, darks, lights, shimmers. I get all the mattes. I have a stack of 4. And you could take that with you, and I'm doing bots to it right now. So that stack of shadows can do every color story I need to do. The Mayron mixing medium for painting on glitter is comparable to the, I haven't used the one that you said you used, but I've seen you remove your makeup and you take tape and it comes right off. Yeah.
And if you're on a budget, you can use glycerin to mix with glitter, and it's the same product they use in the basis of the mixing mediums. So you can actually mix it with water and use it to stick on glitter, and it looks more 3D.
Or you can use lube. I'm kidding, bro.
Well, that was slide right off.
Side note, really good glitters, and you probably shouldn't use it because it's not made for the eye, but who cares? It's drag. It's tough.
Is it, you say craft glitter?
Huh?
Craft glitter?
No, it's Martha Stewart.
Really? Oh my God, yeah, girl.
She has
I'm
a collection of
wearing some under my
glitters
eyes
and
right
Michaels.
now.
They're fucking phenomenal. Is that what's in your eye?
Yeah.
Oh, Martha Stewart, go to Michaels and get it.
Home good.
It's like 50 colors. Don't use the big ones though. I cut my cornea playing. It was awful.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Miss
Blac.
Question Lady. Let's have another question because please come to the microphone.
Look at that.
How old are you?
That's so cute.
Damn.
Oh,
Party.
we're the same age.
I am, yeah. Look at that outfit. Good
Right.
job. You
Gorgeous.
look stunning.
What's your question?
Oh, my question is, what are your best makeup tips?
What I feel like people really want to know from me when they come to my class to get really excited about facelift tapes, the nose, and the brow. Like those trickery right there. So let's say in the approach I do my eyes first, and then after I've done the eyes, I clean up underneath the eye, I prep the skin, and I put facelift tapes on. Wipe with alcohol. Buy them online at alcone.cu or something.com. Alcone.com. And you can buy these out. Are you wearing facelift tapes? I'm wearing a set right now. I'm pulled.
You've been telling me about it, but I haven't had a
Girl,
chance to go
your
to
life
Alcone.
will change.
What the
I
hell
use
is
them on
that?
Derek
I wanna
Barry, and he was
try
like,
these shit.
are you happy like all the time? As soon as I put them on his face, he's like, are you happy all the time?
What's facelift tape?
It takes the smile line out of your face so you look like you've had good work.
Oh
Without
no,
the
I've
coin.
had work, so I didn't.
Girl, I haven't the budget.
Yeah, it was just a little cheek injection, a little chin. That was it.
Get into
Some
it.
soft.
So for those that want to do extreme makeup, soft fish, facelift tapes, you can get them online. Silicone adhesive, pull that shit behind your face or head. Sorry, I'm talking to 13. And you don't need it, but other people could. And then with the nose contour, be really mindful. You don't need to go heavy-handed. A lot of people's noses are a lot nicer than they feel. And if it's broken, crooked, or there's weird dents, when I worked on Milk, we'll talk about Milk's nose real quick. Milk is a fucking gorgeous man, but he has a strong nose. So when I said you turn 3/4, it gets like that, it blocks the other eye. It's very Meryl Streep. He's got a beak. It's okay. I love it. So I said you don't have to overdo it. Sometimes you just be a little bit more mindful. Do your drag on the eyes, soften up the features. Beauty blender, light blending, less contour on the nose, and all of the details come together really, really stunningly. So thank you. Or you're welcome.
One tip I'll say is really, really good sharp angle brush that's thin and concealer. And you can make everything look really sharp and crisp. Whether it's a brow, whether it's like a highlight. I don't
What do
know
you use for your brows?
Anastasia's dip brow. But I just draw the brow on first, and then
Do you use lip liner to draw the brow on?
No.
I use a lip liner draw. If you do a brow cover, yours are shaven? Are they growing back?
I shaved them a week ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I got to a gig at 4 a.m. They're like, be in drag by 5. And then I was like, all right, I'll shave them off. And then I didn't even end up going until like 9 o'clock that night.
Damn. But sometimes a lip liner, you can use any color lip liner to prep a brow once you've blocked them, and then set it with 3 shades of eyeshadow, from the lightest that's about your skin tone, a medium, and then a darker tone that looks to be like the color of my mole. You can look closely when you do your meet and greet photos.
I do eyeliner in the corners of my eyes to like make it darker and then bring
At
it
the edge
in.
of your tail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I still use like a sharp angle brush with a concealer to like conceal around it to
I
make
do
it
that,
sharp.
carving underneath and
Yeah.
then set.
I have a good tip. If you want to shave your legs or your beard, the easiest thing to shave with is actually a hair conditioner, because it's full of silicone, which
Lube.
makes the girl. You like this lube shit,
I
girl.
wear latex. It's all lube.
Yes, but hair conditioner is amazing because a lot of hair conditioners are designed for the skin as well as the hair, and they just glide the hair off. So that's a good tip.
Love it.
Do you have one, Miss Trinity?
Just also go on YouTube and look at different tutorials, because people do things differently and their applications are all different. And you can always learn new things. So I think that's the biggest thing. Don't be one-sided with the way that you do your makeup, because it can come in all different shapes and sizes.
Sure,
Cool.
you look at a tutorial, but whomever doing the tutorial, their face shape is different from yours.
Exactly.
So for me, for example,
Yeah, do what applies to you.
Okay, well, I think we're just about coming to a close. We've run out of time.
This is so conceited.
Oh, I know. I got a reason. Hey.
I was
All right.
selling them, but
How
they
much
sold
time?
out.
What
That's the
is
last
it?
one. left.
What time is it?
It's 10:02, so we have to wrap up, which is very sad. But thank you, everyone, for coming today for the Conte du Jour panel. Yay! Thank you, guys, and have a happy DragCon. Woo!